folks. We're the Lingenhoels with Cutler Real Estate. I'm Arden.
And I'm Lisa.
And we want to welcome our special guest today, Laura Esposito.
And she is very, very special.
All right.
So dear to our heart.
We're going to get back with you in a little bit.
Okay.
We've got some things to cover.
So just sit tight.
Yeah.
Don't go anywhere.
Don't leave us. Don't leave us. Well, anyway, we're just getting past a lot of flooding and bad weather, and I know this won't come out till next week, and hopefully we won't have bad weather next week.
The sunshine is coming.
Well, it looks good for next week.
Yeah, it does. But I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to Utah.
Oh, I know.
I'm going to go do some spring skiing.
Yeah, right. I've done that before in 70-degree weather.
I know.
Got a burn of a lifetime.
Well, you know, it is track season here in Ohio, especially in our
rain
high
or
school.
shine.
I know. Can you believe those kids were out there on Saturday?
Like Bruce Springsteen said, running against the wind. A lot of times they have to do that.
Well, we have to give a huge shout out to our dear friend, Amelie Anderson. We heard that she set a lifetime best on the 800.
That's great.
Yeah, so
that's a tough race.
We're so proud of her. I just love her. She's amazing.
That race, you have to pace yourself, but then you have to have enough kick at the end to blow by people. But
Okay, yeah.
Like I know, I did run it when I was a freshman.
Did you run track?
When I was a freshman, I ran.
You did not. Did you really? Laura, did you run track?
I did not.
You did not. Okay.
I did it for a little bit.
I didn't either. Okay.
I hated it.
Yeah, well, I never ran. I didn't play sports, so oh well. Anyway, and then we have to give another shout out to Taryn Gottschall. You know, she is amazing on hurdles.
Oh my gosh, she's got long legs.
I know.
She's perfect for the hurdles.
She is. I remember she was in gymnastics with Alyssa, and she was amazing in gymnastics.
Yeah.
But she's great with hurdles. So
the hurdles are tough.
Yeah.
Our daughter Cassie ran the hurdles when she was in high school.
Yeah, she did.
And she got into the finals, in the county finals.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
And she ended up getting third in the county, so that was pretty cool. Yeah. But she was short. She was short, but she could jump.
You're going back to Cassie.
Yeah, okay. Cassie. But Taryn's got these long legs and tall.
I know. She's
perfect.
She's going to have a great season as a senior. And Haley Jackson, shout out to Haley Jackson. She took second on 400 meters, I believe. So, and both Taryn and Haley, gymnasts too. Can you believe that?
Yep.
Gymnasts, track stars, just great gals. And of course, we cannot forget Kyla Myers, first on 1,600 meters. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, Kayla.
Yeah. Or Kayla.
Kayla took first in a lot of things. Cross country.
I know.
She was up there, so she's going to have an outstanding year in the
absolutely
in the track.
Yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, that's your track update. Love it. Let's move on.
We don't have too many baseball updates. I'll tell you, the weather has been kind of crappy, but I know they're going to get on a winning streak.
Yes.
Louisville baseball and the softball, they're going to get on a winning streak. They're fair weather players, I think.
Yeah. When the sun is shining, we'll get out.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. So the band festival was this last weekend, and it was the 86th annual one.
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot of them. And, if you missed it, Spotlight has it on YouTube. You can go into YouTube and you can watch the band festival, and it was awesome. I watched a little bit of it the other day. It was floating through YouTube and saw that. But, also the Louisville High School Theater will be, they'll perform The Music Man, and that's going to be on Saturday and Sunday, April 12th and 13th at the Canton Cultural Center for the Arts.
Yeah.
And what a great stage to perform.
Oh my goodness, yeah. You can get your tickets on the school website.
Yeah.
So get your tickets, get out there, take a look at it. It's going to be a great performance. I don't know if I should strangle Leslie Likens for making me cry and cry and cry, or if I should hug her. You were laughing. She put together this fabulous video of the class of 2025.
We were watching a little bit last night.
Goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. So from kindergarten to now, and here I'm getting emotional. You know, I don't know how she did it, but
well, that's amazing when the kids are babies, kindergartners. You know, I call them babies. They were babies. Yeah. And you look at them and how innocent they were, and you're thinking, man, you know, what a transition and how time flies. But it's a beautiful video of them, and it's 13 minutes of great memories. Yeah,
so anyway, thank you, Leslie. No, I won't strangle you. I'll just give you a hug when I see you next. We're looking forward to graduation. It's coming up real soon. So you've been through it a couple of times, right?
Yes.
So let's forget about all those things that are happening in Louisville, and
Laura's going to tell us a little bit about herself.
Yeah, let's talk about.
We're going to hear all the nitty-gritty stuff.
Oh. Well, just hearing you talk about all these kids and the amazing things they're doing, I'm like, these are the kids I get to work with.
Yes.
So I mean, it really doesn't get any better than that. And you know, you hear people, gloom and doom about the future, and I'm like, based on the kids I work with, it's looking pretty good. I have a lot of faith in them. They're amazing. Yeah. But yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm Laura Esposito, lifelong resident of Louisville. I'm proud of that for sure. But so I'm currently a photographer, had been a teacher here in Louisville for 23 years, and St. Louis for 2 years before that. So my heart is definitely with students, but I just love serving the community. And beyond that, my husband and I, we just love doing anything outdoors, kayaking, hiking, all of that good stuff. Proud mom to 2 amazing girls. And they're making me even happier too, because in June, the youngest one is getting married to a guy we absolutely adore. So that's something to celebrate.
Awesome.
And then the other exciting thing, in July, our older daughter is going to give us our first grandchild.
Wonderful.
So we have a grandson on the way, and I couldn't be happier. So
awesome.
Lots of good things happening for us.
Well, and we always have these guests that grew up on a farm.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, they're just, I just love them. I just love them because I grew up on a farm.
I know, it's
and
the
Laura and I
best.
have talked about that.
Right.
You know, what type of farm did you guys have?
So it was Grandma and Grandpa's farm, and before that it was Great Grandma and Grandpa's farm out on Maple Grove. And it was basically just a hobby farm. We did lease land out to surrounding farmers, but we just, you know, every year we would raise a small herd for beef. And the thing that really had my heart is the horses, and I was in 4-H with my horses, a project. So yeah, so
that's cool.
That's where my heart was.
Well, we're so glad you're a had-been farmer. But anyway, hey, let's take a break, and we're going to get back with you and see if we can stump you with some questions.
Sounds good to me.
We'll see you in a second.
Are you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle with a great price? Then check out Ted's Auto Sales. Ted's has a great selection of vehicles and will find you the right one that fits your needs. Ted's was founded on trust, integrity, and respect, and has been serving in the Louisville, Ohio and Lingenhoel Township area for over 65 years. So call Ted's today at 330-875-9401. Ted's Auto Sales, Louisville's premium pre-owned dealer.
Hello everyone, I'm Tegan Evans. As many of you know, when the Louisville Herald moved on into retirement, the city of Louisville, Lingenhoel Township, and all of its community members were left with a void. The community lost its ability to hear about local events, news, information, sports, and community projects. We lost the ability to come together for Louisville's betterment. Well, we have a solution for you, Spotlight Media Network. Spotlight Media Network is a place anyone can go, whether it be social media, YouTube, or our website, that will display information in different formats to show the best Louisville has to offer. One last thing. If you have something newsworthy or something you would like the community of Louisville to hear about, send us an email at spotlightlouisville1@gmail.com. So if you want to see what is happening in Louisville or the best Louisville has to offer, check out Spotlight Media Network, where we know Louisville is #1.
Hello, hey, we're back with Laura Esposito, and we're going to throw some questions at her. I think, Lisa, you had a couple.
Well, I have quite a few questions,
Okay.
but let's start about your journey. So your journey, how it all started, going from, being a photographer, taking senior photos, corporate headshots. Tell us
Right.
how this all started.
So like many photographers out there, it started as a hobby. My husband got me my first, what I call like real camera. And I honestly was gonna be a nature photographer, you know?
Okay.
Love the outdoors, that's what it was all about. No interest in taking pictures of people whatsoever. Well, wouldn't you know, someone asked me, you know, hey, my daughter's graduating, would you mind taking some pictures? And sure, I'll give it a try. I was hooked. So hooked.
Yeah.
I was starting to take pictures, and you know, it was one thing to create these beautiful images, but the part that really stole my heart is when I would show her the back of the camera and she would look and she would go, oh, and I'm like, okay, this is what I was called to do, you know? So that was really the hook. I did it part-time on the side while I was still teaching. Then eventually, 2017, I thought, you know, this is really where my heart is now. So I decided to pursue it as my full-time job. And that's when things got serious. So took, you know, a lot of coursework and a lot of training, both in photography and just business in general. But then, and you know, in the beginning, of course, like everybody, I dabbled in all the genres of photography, but seniors was really where it was at. And then I found that I really enjoyed helping people grow their businesses with beautiful imagery as well. So that's where the corporate headshots came in. And it just seemed like the perfect combo. And so that's where I decided to put all of my energy.
Well, you did a couple for us.
Yes, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Yes,
What
you
great
did.
subjects.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know how photogenic I am, but
Oh, yeah.
Well, because you've helped us with not only us, but also our daughter. And I think Rob has, oh yes,
So
yes.
beautiful.
Rob has a
Love
couple
her.
of photos. So let's talk about the process from start to finish. Rob has a couple of photos during the process of going from place to place and the setup and just how it all goes.
Right.
The session, delivering those photos. Tell us about that.
And it is a process, and it's a process that I continually refine. Every year I'm examining my workflow and trying to find places where I can be maybe more efficient or more serviceable or whatever the case might be. But it really starts with that initial contact and sharing information back and forth and deciding, are we a good fit? Because I've come to learn I am not a good fit for every person out there, and that's okay. Somebody else is. But for the people who do, you know, have a relationship with me and feel that it's a good fit, then we can move forward. So once we both have information about each other and determine, yes, this is a good thing, we just really need to get a date on the calendar. And oftentimes that is months in advance. Some people who have worked with me in the past literally contact me in January to schedule their kids' session in August, you know. So it's getting that date on the calendar.
yeah.
Once we have it scheduled, there's, you know, a contract, a booking fee, and we're scheduling the pre-session consultation, which I didn't always do and have come to realize how valuable that time together is. So that happens a few weeks before the actual portrait session. we get together, we go through everything that's expected, talk about props and wardrobe, and I really get a feel for what do they want their session to look like. You know, what's their vibe, what are they into? And they get to know me and realize that, okay, she's gonna talk a lot and she's gonna be a little goofy, and that's okay. So it's just such a valuable time together. But we kind of choreograph the session, which is so helpful, because then when we get together for the session, we are efficient, we have a plan.
Yeah.
They know what to expect from me, I know what I can glean from them. But the session is just so much fun. And after the session, then the week following, we have our reveal session. So they come back into the studio. We get to see a slideshow of their images, which is so fun. They gain access to their gallery. We talk about products and figure out what are our next steps moving forward to meet their needs. And then throughout the year, I just I'm there, and I have certain touch points, you know, like it might be time to think about grad announcements, or are we going to do a yard sign? And so it's not a one and done deal. I like to think that I'm sort of their guide from the beginning through senior year and beyond a lot of times. So yeah, it's a process for sure. When you get me, you're getting me for senior years.
Well, you know, now they're changing clothes. They're going,
absolutely.
Especially,
Yeah.
I know the guys are even doing it.
Oh, for sure.
The girls, I mean, I went to Troop and Pluto in my
Right.
leisure suit. I think it was a light blue leisure suit.
With ruffles?
Yeah. Sat there and got my picture taken in maybe 3 poses.
Yep.
And that was it. But now
Yeah.
they're changing clothes
Oh,
and different,
it is
different
so
spots.
cool. Yeah, it's just, and that's what I love when they come to me with something they're really passionate about, because then we can explore ways of, you know, how are we going to capitalize on this? How do you want to look in this? And it kind of, you know, gives us a goal, something to shoot for. But yeah, the guys, I mean, sometimes if they're athletes, I even spray them down with fake sweat, and I make them do push-ups, you know, to get the veins pop. I mean, it's so cool.
Wow.
That's
So
neat.
it's
Wow.
just, and I think I have more fun than they do. But it's really a neat journey that we can take together. And as the whole time we do it, you know, every touch point, they're gaining that comfort and confidence, and those are the 2 things that are kind of the pillars of my business. You know, everybody, no matter where they are in the process, I want them comfortable and confident with every step. So that just kind of helps achieve that.
Sure.
Yeah,
But-
yeah. I was just thinking when we're talking about some of the guys.
Yes.
Last week we were talking about Nick Johnston, and here
Right.
he is,
Yep.
right here.
His session was amazing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
amazing.
He's
I love that
amazing,
kid.
isn't he? Yeah, just
Yeah.
a great.
He's on his
great-
way to Findlay to play
Yeah.
soccer.
He is.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for him.
I'm sure this was a fun one for you.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got some other props over here.
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is Kennedy. She is such a sweetheart. She's from Glen Oak. This is Bryce back here. He's actually from Amsterdam, Ohio.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I went clear down there. They have talk about farms. They have a 500-acre farm.
Oh,
Wow.
my goodness.
I think they have their own zip code. Like, it's crazy. So we hopped in side by sides, and we were all over the place. I had a ball with
Wow.
Oh, that
them.
looks
So
awesome.
it was really cool.
So, what are some of the challenges with being a business owner that you're finding these days, and being relevant, staying relevant
Yeah.
in this business?
So for one thing, as a solopreneur, you know, you wear all the hats.
Yeah,
You know, you
yeah.
guys know what that's
We
like.
know what it's like.
So it's, you know, not people think, oh, you're a photographer, you take pretty pictures. I do, but that's about this much of it, you know. There's all the marketing, and thank God for I use Dubsado for my CRM, my client management system.
Yes.
If it weren't for that, I don't know where I would be. But just, you know, seeking out those support systems like that in terms of software and processes in place. But beyond that, honestly, it's community. It's, and I have community in a lot of different ways. So first of all, I'm a proud active member of Professional Photographers of America. I have contacts all over the country who I can call on when I need help with anything. They offer the top-notch education in both photography techniques, trends, business, you name it. And I'm being taught by the best in the business from all over the country. So that's fabulous. Then there's Professional Photographers of Ohio. I go to that conference every year. Professional Photographers of Northeast Ohio. We meet every month. So that's fabulous on the photography end. And then I'm also a member of the Canton Regional Business Chamber of Commerce. Lots of business networking groups. And you know, just the more people you get with and you realize that they are like-minded and kind of on brand with you in terms of how they want to serve their clients, it's amazing what you can glean from them and just share information and help each other. And so that whole community aspect, however you want to look at it, big to small, that is really what kind of supports everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So-
Yeah, we firmly believe in that too.
Yeah, for
So,
sure, for sure.
Yeah.
What about someone who is very nervous? You know, when Arden and I came in to get our headshots, Arden was so nervous about being in front of the camera. You know, he just is, yeah, that's just him. No.
That honestly,
What advice do you give people?
that is probably the thing that I find the most fun. So if I had to assign myself a superpower, it would be getting people to feel comfortable in front of the camera. And I have a lot of ways I do that. But the first thing is, well, with my seniors especially, and I established this in the pre-session consultation, their job is to get their props, their outfits themselves ready, and get there.
Okay. Okay. I think we
Then
have.
it's up to me.
Yeah, I think we have some pictures of. I know you told
Yeah.
Alyssa that.
Right.
And her job
Right.
was
Well, she's so
to get
shy.
there and
is
to
such
get
a
there
shy
with her
person.
her outfits and her props,
Right,
whatever. And I
right.
think Rob is going to show a few of those photos of her
Yeah.
senior session. Okay, so
Yeah.
you
So
tell them to
once
get there.
they get there, then I tell them the rest is up to me.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I've done all the training and I am constantly learning lighting and posing and angles to make them look their absolute best.
Yeah.
So that's my job. The whole time I'm working with them and I've got the camera up here, my mouth is just moving the whole time. I talk nonstop because what's the word, you know, if you're there posing and it's silent, of course you're going to feel nervous. You feel ridiculous. So I am just chattering on and on. Oh my gosh, you look amazing. This is beautiful. Oh, wait till you see that. So they're thinking, okay, I'm doing good. I'll do, you know, and that's what they need. So once we do that, then here's where the real magic happens. I have them come and I show them the back of the camera
Right.
and they look and they're like, wow. I'm like, yeah, wow, look at you,
Yeah.
you know. Then I've got them, you know,
Yeah.
then they trust me and they buy into the process. And I could probably ask them to stand on their head and spin in a circle and they would do it, you know.
Their confidence
So,
is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from then on, man, it's just smooth sailing and it's just more and more fun. So I really try to, when I'm behind the camera, create the energy that I want them to give me. You know, sometimes you have those shots where you want it just kind of very serene and soft, and I'll even be kind of whispering and, you know, just, you know, and just to get them into that state. And, you know, if I have an athlete, I'll be like, all right, show me your game face, you know, and I really, you know.
Yeah.
So you really want to create an energy that you hope they match in the image. So that really works too. But, and I think they just see that, you know, they're like, okay, anybody's going to look at anybody weird, they're going to be looking at her because she's crazy. And it kind of takes the, you know, the onus off of them a little bit. But, so
What's
yeah.
the most unusual shot you ever have taken?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Unusual. I got to do a session in a jazz club.
Okay.
That was
Oh.
really fun.
Okay.
Gosh, I don't know. Like
I stumped her.
I know. I get
That's your
myself.
goal, right?
I did well, a whole session on a dairy farm, which was incredibly
Oh,
fun.
that's cool.
I mean, yeah, and that's the thing. I'm willing to do anything.
Yeah.
I'm wading in creeks, and it's just all part of the fun for me.
I think one thing when we were downtown Canton and we
Yeah.
had the water
Oh my gosh,
fountain
that was hilarious.
behind us.
Yeah.
And you got the shot, and right after you took them, they shut the fountain down. And it was
We
like,
couldn't have timed that any
wow.
better.
Yeah,
We
it
got
was awesome.
so lucky on that.
I know, we did. That
and
was
so
awesome.
much of that is just seizing an opportunity that you see there. Because
Yeah.
once they shut off, then I remember I was like, oh, now look at this backdrop. And so
Yeah.
it's really about being able to see your surroundings and envision what that can create in a portrait too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
that's fun.
So I know that you have a few things that are very dear to your heart. One very important, Stark Parks.
Yes. So I'm in Friends of Stark Parks, which it's a group I wish I could be more active in. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to partake in all the fun things they do. But Stark Parks in general focuses on the environment, which I am huge about. And they look at the recreation, conservation, and education. And all three of those pillars are huge for me. So, not to mention, I often use the Stark Parks locations for my portrait sessions.
Yeah.
So I feel that I owe them. And I fully support all the work that they do. So yes, Stark Parks I love.
And Whole Latte Love Cafe. Tell us about that.
If anyone knows of Whole Latte Love Cafe, it is a cafe in North Canton. Honestly, you cannot go in there without having a smile on your face and warmth in your heart. It was started by Beth Humbert. It was her vision. She recognized a need. Her daughter is a daughter with, I don't know how, particular needs. Some say disabilities. I like to say special abilities. But, graduating from high school, she realized she was not trained to get a job. And that is a real problem. And then, what are these individuals to do? They want to be contributors to society. But unfortunately, many times the system does not get them to that point. So she runs this cafe. She has these individuals as employees. And the program is to teach them the skills to be employable, with the goal that they graduate her program and go get employment in other places in the public sector.
Wow.
So then she brings in more people, and it's such an amazing thing that she does. And so working with her from the very concept, I was able to be her photographer for all of the events and fundraising, and really got to know a lot of the people who work with her and for her. They're just
sounds great.
They're amazing individuals, so that's been really cool.
That's wonderful. And Pegasus Farm.
Oh my gosh, Pegasus, that's another place that they touch me. So if you don't know, Pegasus Equestrian Therapy Farm, they're in Hartville. And when I first, got into the photography, things weren't as busy, and I was actually able to volunteer there every Friday. So the thing that drew me to them is my love of horses, and I thought, oh, this is so cool. I get to go every Friday and groom horses, and this sounds crazy, clean stalls. I actually enjoy cleaning the stalls. Don't know what it is about that, but it's satisfying. And just work in the barn again. I'm like, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
What I didn't expect is the part of helping individuals who have a lot of, some come in a wheelchair. So imagine this, a lot of people would have reservations just getting on a horse anyway.
Right.
Can you imagine being wheeled in a wheelchair and someone hoisting you up on a horse and saying, here you go?
No.
I mean, think how brave you have to be for that.
Yep.
Yes, very brave.
But we lead them around. We have sidewalkers. The trainers there are amazing. They have to know the horses and the individuals in the class and what their physical needs are and what their goals are. So it's a lot of developing core strength, listening to activity, giving cues to the horses. The whole thing is absolutely incredible. So I get choked up talking about it. But just seeing how these people develop, you know, and improve. So, yeah.
Well, those
unfortunately, I don't have time to volunteer there every Friday. Like, I'm thankful my business has grown.
Yeah.
But maybe one day I'll get back there. But I do still serve them photographically, though. I'm their official photographer. So anytime they have needs,
wonderful.
I'm there.
That's wonderful.
Well, you know, tell folks how they can connect with you.
Okay.
And
Yeah. So one good thing, I'm pretty active on Facebook and Instagram, so you can always find me there, as well as LinkedIn. I have a website, www.lauraespositophotography.com. That's a mouthful. If you just search Laura Esposito Photography, you'll find me. I'm now doing a monthly newsletter too.
Okay.
So that's been kind of fun because I'm highlighting seniors and locations and just kind of sharing what's new in the photography world. So those are some of the ways you can find me.
Well,
I will say it's easy to find you.
That's good.
Yes.
and you got a great smile. I mean, it just.
Well, I don't know. I have fun.
Yeah, Lisa and I, you know, we sit here like this. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
come
of
in
course
and
you do.
smile, You know. But anyway, we want to thank you for coming on.
Yes,
we really
thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
And
Yeah.
you know, I think all these folks out here, they're going to be calling you.
Well, that would be great.
You know, we're going to get you booked up.
Well,
so.
I just feel like good energy draws other good energy,
Yep.
and I know that's why
Yes.
we've connected. And so, yeah, I get to work with the most amazing people, so I'm very fortunate.
Well, we have been very fortunate and very blessed to have you photograph our daughter. So thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank
so
you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in today. And I know Lisa always leaves us with a parting word.
Oh, yes, parting word. We are looking forward to spring. And hey, we are getting 1 week closer every week to Yard of the Week. Memorial Day is coming up. And that is also the weekend of our daughter's graduation party. So it's going to be one heck of a weekend. So get your yards ready. I know I'm already working in the yard, right?
Yeah.
We were cleaning up after a flood.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we had a few trees down.
Anyway, if you're thinking about buying or selling, give us a call. We'd love to come by, take a look at your house. If you're wondering about the value of your house, we'll take a look at that too. Anyway, everybody have a great week, and we'll see you around town. Take care.
See you soon.